Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel Roy Digital Children Teaching Center. Today we'll discuss a new chapter that is Rip and Winkle, and the theme of this chapter is discouraging laziness and encouraging hard work. It is adapted from The Legend of Rip and Winkle by Washington Irving. Okay, let's start the chapter. First we'll see the intro. The story is about Rip and Winkle, a good-natured but lazy man, who goes away into the hill and falls asleep. When he awakens 20 years later, Rip finds that quite a few things have changed. It is the story about this person. His name is Rip and Winkle. Okay. Many years ago, at the foothills of the Catskill Mountains, was a little village. In the village lived a simple, good-natured fellow named Rip and Winkle. He was a kind neighbor, ready to help anyone, okay? And everyone in the village liked him. The children of the village shouted with joy whenever they saw him because he played with them. He taught them to fly kites and shoot marbles and told them long stories. The only problem with Rip was that he was very lazy. He did no work on his own farm and just idled away his time. His fences were falling to pieces. His cow was going astray. Weed grew on his farm. Rip's constant companion was his dog named Wolf. To avoid work, he would walk away into the forest with his dog. One day, Rip just walked on and reached the highest part of the mountains. It was late in the afternoon when he reached there, tired after his long climb. He lay down and began daydreaming. It was soon evening and he realized it would be night by time he reached his village. Suddenly, he heard a voice calling out, Rip and Winkle, Rip and Winkle. He looked around and saw a short old man with thick hair and a grizzled beard walking towards him with a barrel. He made sign to help him carry the barrel. Rip hurried to help the stranger, who caught his hand tightly. Together, they reached a place where there were some more odd-looking men playing ninepins. They were all dressed the same way, and all of them had beards of various shapes and colors. Okay, even though they were playing a game, their faces were serious and there was silence. The only sound was the noise of the ball, which echoed in the mountains like thunder. As Rip and his companion reached them, they stopped playing and stared at Rip with a fixed gaze. Rip was really frightened. His companion emptied the contents of the barrel into the glasses and made Rip drink it. Rip obeyed as he was trembling with fear. Trembling means shaking. Since he was thirsty, he drank a few more glasses and slowly fell into a deep sleep. On waking up, he found that he was at the place where he had first met the old man. He rubbed his eyes. It was a bright sunny morning. Surely I have not slept here all night, thought Rip. He looked around for Wolf, but he was nowhere. Rip whistled for him. Wolf, Wolf, he then shouted. No dog was to be seen. Where has this dog gone? He muttered to himself. He began to descend the mountain to go back to his village. As he neared the village, he met a number of people, but he didn't know any of them. The villagers also stared at him, equally surprised. Who is the man? Said one. I have never seen him before, said another. Looked at his long white beard and his wrinkled face. On hearing this, Rip stroked his chin, and to his astonishment, he found his beard had grown a foot long and it was all white. An old woman walked up to him and looked at his face for a moment, and then she exclaimed, "It is Rip Van Winkle! Welcome home again, my old neighbor. Where have you been these 20 long years?" And this story is adapted from The Legend of Rip Van Winkle by Washington Irving. Let's see the next topic, that is new words. First word is asleep, means a state of sleeping. Awakens means awake. Neighbor means a person living next door to you. Idle away means to spend a period of time relaxing and doing very little. Fence means barrier. Astray means away from the correct path. Weeds means a white plant growing where it is not wanted. Next word is constant. It means continuous. Next word is companion. A person or animal with whom one spends a lot of time. Daydream means a series of pleasant thoughts that distract one's attention from present. Grizzled means having grey hair. Beard means a growth of hair on the chin. Barrel means a cylindrical container. Stranger means a person whom one does not know. Nine pins are the traditional form of the game of skittles using 9 pins and played in an alley. Next word is echoed, be repeated after the original sound has stopped. Thunder, a loud rumbling or crashing noise heard after a lightning flash. Gaze means look steadily. Frightened means afraid. Emptied means remove all the content. Trembling means shaking. Muttered means say something in a low voice. Descend means move downward. Thirsty means feeling a need to drink something. Wrinkled means a small crease in the skin, especially of the face, as from aging. Stroked means move one's hand with gentle pressure over a surface. Chin means the part of the face below the mouth. Astonishment means great surprise. Exclaimed means cry out suddenly in surprise. Here we complete our new words. Now we solve the NCERT solution. First topic is fun with new words. Circle the correct meaning of the given words. You may need to use the dictionary. Idle away means wasted. Constant means steady. Companion means partner. Realize means to understand. Descend means to move down. Barrel, a wooden container. Contents means the ingredients. Next question is match the word in the box with the meaning. You may take the help of a dictionary. Okay. Near the lower part of a mountain means foothills. With grey hair means grizzled. To rub gently, stroked. To be very surprised, astonished. No to you, familiar. Okay. Let's go to the next topic, that is let's read. Our question is, say whether the following sentences are true or false. Rip was kind to children, it is true. Rip was a hard-working man, it is false. The short old man on the mountain was his constant companion. No, it is false. Rip helped the old man in the mountains because he wanted to have a drink from the barrel. No, it is false. Rip was away for 20 years because he was asleep in the mountain. It is true. The drink from the barrel made him fall asleep for 20 years. It is also true. Nobody recognized Rip when he came back because he had reached the wrong village. Complete the following sentences. Reef's village was situated at the foothills of Catskill Mountain. The children of the village loved him because he played with them and taught them how to fly kites and shoot marbles and also told them stories. Wolf the dog was his constant companion. The villagers stared at him because they could not recognize him. The old woman who recognized Reef was probably his neighbor. Okay, let's see the next topic, that is, let's write. What were these strange things about the men on the mountains? They all looked strange. They had beard of various shapes and colors. They were playing a game with a serious face. They all stared at Rip. This frightened him. And what kind of a man was Rip Van Winkle? He was a kind and good-natured neighbor. He loved children. He was liked by all and he was very lazy. Our next topic is vocabulary building. Pick out the names of games mentioned in this story. And they are flying kites, shooting marbles, 9 pins and mountain climbing. Okay. Sometimes we combine two words to make a describing word. For example, Rip was a good-natured man. Everybody liked him. Here are some more describing words. Use them to complete the given paragraph. The words are long-sleeved, high-heeled, odd-looking, open-mouthed, sweet-looking, part-time, well-dressed. Mrs. Das had a part-time job in a cloth shop. Yesterday, an odd-looking woman walked into the shop. She was wearing high-heeled shoes. A sweet-looking dog was with her. I want a long-sleeved shirt for my dog, please, she said. For your dog? Asked Mrs. Das, open-mouthed in surprise. Yes, replied the woman. I want him to be well-dressed for my next party. Silent words. What is common in the following groups of the words? First one is knee, knife, not, no. The letter K here is silent. Neighbor, daughter, fight, straight. The letter GH here is silent. Honest, honor, hour, year. The letter H is silent. Now try make more silent word. Nat, nash, na. Here G is silent. Tongue, catalog, rug. Okay. Next chalk, fork, walk. And the last one is whistle, bustle and jostle. Okay. Let's see the next question, that is, read the two paragraphs given below. My mother is always awake before anyone else in the family. I usually wake up after 6 o'clock. I loll around lazily for a few minutes. Then I get up and get dressed for school. At bedtime, I read a storybook. When I feel tired, I lie down and go to sleep very quickly. I fall asleep in no time at all. Now find the opposite of the following words from the paragraph and complete the table. Awake, asleep, wake up, fall asleep, get up, lie down, lazily, quickly, and fill in the blanks using the words in the previous question. Wake up and get up quickly. You will be late for school. The baby is sleeping. Don't make a sound or she will wake up. Are you still awake? You should be asleep now or you will not be able to get up in the morning for school. Our next topic is let's talk. Lots of things must have happened in the village when Rip was awake. Imagine you were the neighbor who greets Rip after 20 years. One student should act as Rip. Tell Rip about all that happened in the village after he left. Talk about what happened to his family and to his friend, to the other villagers, to the children he played with, the change in the village, etc. Your teacher will guide you. You must start this way. Guess what happened on the day you left. when you did not came home in the evening, your wife. And now you have to continue this paragraph and you have to do as directed. Let's see the next question. Read this speech bubble and who walks to the school not often, put them in order. Okay. Arjun, I always walk to school. I live right opposite the school. Then number 2, Nazim, I usually walk to school. It's a nice way to start the day. Then Mini says, I sometimes walk to school. At times I take the bus also. Then Anu says, I don't usually walk to school. I often go by cycle. Then John says, I never walk to school. I live very far away. Our next topic is creative writing. Okay, let's see the first question. Write about yourself using the following expressions. Do you play in the park? Go to bed late? Fuss over food? Study hard? Or so on? Always, frequently, usually, often, sometimes and rarely. For example, I always do my homework neatly. Then I often go to school by bus. Frequently I eat a salad. Sometimes I played with the toys and usually I followed this book. Okay, and rarely I go to Rehan's house. The next question is use the following clues to complete the following exercise. And the clues are play, stop, read, buy, start, learn, travel, see, go, meet, eat, be, and visit. I have started studying at night. I have learned this chapter carefully. I have gone my grandma's house. Write 3 things you have not done in the last 3 years. I have not played kabaddi. I have not visited zoo and I have not eaten the cake. Let's see the next topic, that is text-based question answers. Who is this story about? This story is about Rip Van Winkle. What kind of person is he? And he is a good-natured but a lazy person. He was a kind neighbor, ready to help anyone. He played with children, taught them to fly kites and shoot marbles and told them long stories. Next question is where did he fall asleep? He fell asleep into the hill. After how many years he woke up? He woke up after 20 years later. Next question is where was the little village? The little village was at the foothills of the Catskill Mountains. What was his only problem? The only problem with Rip was that he was very lazy. What has happened to him because of his laziness? As he is very lazy, he did no work on his own farm and just idle away his time. His fences were falling to pieces, his cow was going astray, weeds grew on his farm. Who was his constant companion? His constant companion was his dog Wolf. To avoid work, what would he do? To avoid work, he would walk away into the forest with his dog. And the next question is how did this stranger look like? The stranger was a short old man with thick hair and a grizzled beard. Next question is what was with the old man? The old man had a barrel. What were their faces during the game? When they were playing a game, their faces were serious. What were the odd-looking men playing? The odd-looking men were playing ninepins. Even if their clothes are same, what are the differences between them? All of them had beard of various shapes and colors. Next question is what was sounding like thunder in the mountains? The sound of the noise of the balls which echoed in the mountain like thunder. How did the odd-looking man look at Rip? The odd-looking man looked at Rip with a fixed gaze. What did they give him to drink? They gave him a type of content, means ingredient from the barrel to drink. Did he see the dog after waking up? No. Why did he not recognize anyone after coming back to the village? Because he woke up after 20 years later. Next question is what changed in his appearance after returning the village. He has wrinkled face and a foot-long white beard. Who recognize him at last? And an old woman recognize him at last. From where this story is taken? This story is taken from the legend of Rip Van Winkle by Washington Irving. Here we complete our video. If there are any queries, let me know in the WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is 9035304154, and don't forget to like our Facebook page, that is RDCTC Roy Digital Children Teaching Center. Okay, let's see the next chapter.